Hi there, welcome to Uniswap Wyckoff Technical Analysis session. Uniswap, it's showing signs of undecided direction as of this moment. After a week of bigger drop, this week it seems to find support at the green key level of $9. So let's take a deeper look and see where it is heading given the current situation. So last week we shared about two scenarios, the yellow and the blue. So for the blue, it's basically saying the current stage is still a preliminary supply, and then in the yellow scenario, what we're seeing is potentially a sign of weakness. So why two scenarios? Because quite a lot of times during the PSY period, it will show sideways fluctuations. So in the case of the blue scenario, that means the buying climax hasn't happened yet, while the yellow scenario has assumed the buying climax has already happened with a second test, and now that it has re-entered or showing another sign of weakness after the automatic reaction. Supposingly, if it is a pessimistic scenario, there is a chance for it to rebound to show the last point of supply, and then come back down to challenge the green 9.0, and then eventually head to the 7.4 or even lower. That's the yellow scenario pessimistic version. And then if it is optimistic, obviously this will rebound and then come challenge the 11.2 or even $12 and then show us an upthrust. So that's the positive scenario for the yellow hypothesis. If it is the blue, however, that means the rebound going to come is going to bring the price to the buying climax. That's completely possible even this upward trend support line has been broken through. When it climbs, maybe it's going to be suppressed by this resistance line, but eventually it can still reach the buying climax at the white level around $13.20, or even the purple $14.02. The thing I wish it to happen for those diamond hands, if you are one of them, is that at least the peak has to challenge the purple key level of 14.2, because that's where March 2024 was. Needless to say, by looking at the chart, you already know December last year was a way higher peak than the March. So at least the price has to challenge this level, so not to disappoint the supporters of Uniswap. It's only 50% chance as of now, seeing what is happening to its price, especially compared to other altcoins that might have climbed much higher. This remains 35% because a breakout from these key levels 9.0, 11.2, I believe it would happen eventually over the course of the next few weeks in September. If we go to the daily chart, let's see whether there's any indication. So previously we've drawn this pattern. I've shared about it can break out anytime from last week till 9th of September, and the breakout happened just over Saturday. So as of now, this bottom edge of the pattern has become the resistance line, and in terms of Wyckoff terminology, is heading towards the sign of weakness. But it doesn't mean it's going to immediately go further down towards a new selling climax. There's still an opportunity for it to rebound and head to the upwards of the distribution. So the pennant has been over. It's time to just take out one line while keeping the yellow dashed line as reference. Let's see whether the price when it comes down, when the two white dash lines crossing each other. Well, first there's one tip over here around September 23rd. The other is 26th. So basically, among those days, if the textbook theory of candlestick pattern analysis is true, and that this now has turned into a descending triangle, then the likelihood of it going down to challenge the yellow key level is getting stronger. Hopefully that's not the case, and that it rebound above the green key level of $9 and then break outside of this triangle, heading back up again. So that's a positive view. Hey, Team 262. Yeah, sheep is on the way. The schedule is that should be Sunday UTC time. If you check the community post, I have mentioned about it, so it's going to come, but I have to stick to the schedule, so that's why it's been scheduled towards the weekend. Then back to here is if it follows the textbook, it's going to do it this way, but if we check the corner squeeze, if we continue to trade sideways, there's a chance that the force will squeeze the price, and hopefully for the bulls it's going to go show us an upwards of the distribution, because in the weekly the cycle basically isn't over yet, so the possibility of the daily chart showing us an upwards of this distribution is still valid, let's put it this way. However, it's going to be probably resist by this dashed line, so the best it can do would be something like this, edge it up towards the upwards of the distribution. That's the positive scenario. Negative scenario is when it reaches this sign of weakness, it can rebound, not necessarily going outside of this white triangle. It can rebound here and then eventually come down to a new accumulation period. And that, if that happens, that rebound will be another LPSY. So let's just keep one over here and move one down here just to make the chart less busy. So Uniswap, it hasn't really shown where it is going, but the tendency, I would say, is still lying towards the blue scenario, that the peak hasn't appeared yet. So finger crossed. If you're bullish for Uniswap, set your stop loss and get prepared for another ride before it comes down for accumulation. Hopefully that's the case for you. Thanks for joining me. Let me see if I missed